Music, I'm a late starter in life. I've been writing all my life. Art came later in my 60s, and the music came in my late 60s. The way it started was I do a lot of walking, and I noticed while I was doing this, I noticed some tunes kept popping into my head. So I got myself a little micro cassette recorder, kept it in my hip pocket, and I whistled or hummed the tune into the recorder. And then I got myself a keyboard, set it up on the kitchen table, and not knowing a note, I simply pick out the whole notes and write them down as whole notes and let my pianist sort it out. Eventually, I mentioned this to somebody, and he said, what you need is an arranger. And there weren't any in Medicine Hat until some years later. Jesse Plessis, I met him through the Faculty of Music at the University of Lethbridge, and I simply asked to talk to one of the music professors. She said, I have a student who is just completing his master's in piano at the University of Brandon in Manitoba, and he's brilliant. He's a brilliant composer, he's a brilliant arranger. So I said, put me in touch. Ask him if he's interested. He was willing to do what I wanted him to do, and I gave him a stack of music, 50, 60 sheets of simply melody lines. And I said, please go through this and pick out the best that you think is suitable for this project. What we're playing here is what he has picked out and arranged. He was my first port of call in this project. Track 4, which we played yesterday, is precisely the way he arranged it. And I didn't want anybody to change a jot or tittle on it. He's now working with, on ballet with the University of Lethbridge and the opera. So I knew that as for the rest of the recording, I would have to get somebody else. Shortly after that, Juanita came along, and I said to her, you are a godsend to me. There weren't any arrangers in Medicine Hat until I met Juanita. All that I knew about her was that she was a fantastic pianist. So I approached her and she said, well, I'm not sure that I can do this. I've never done this before. But I said, well, why don't we give it a try? We've got nothing to lose. It's track 5. It's more symphonic than all the others. It's got more body and more of a score to it. Jeff made an interesting comment when he said, my music is I'm essentially holding a dialogue with myself, which is an interesting way of putting it. This is what I do in my art and writing also, because my art and writing are said to complement each other. I feel that this is my legacy. This is, at my age, this is probably the last thing I will do in music, although this is not to say that I don't have a lot more of music in me, and I hope that when I kick off there won't be any of it left in me. I simply am doing what comes naturally.